My name's Travis Kopach, and I'm here with Justin Wilson in Dallas, Texas, recording audio commentary for the Matchbook Romance video Monsters. I feel that this video is a cross between Hunter Thompson's Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail and kind of everything gnarly, whether that would be Sludge, women on TV, talk show hosts, little children, dark black walls, and a band playing in a red room with a big bright red carpet. I think it's kind of all along those lines. And if you haven't read Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail, I urge you to stop watching this commentary right now, go and read it, and then maybe come back in about a week or so and start this over again and have a new appreciation for life. But other than that, I guess explaining the sludge will probably be the first thing to do, as this is kind of what encompasses the whole video. So you have this big black sludge. It's this catalyst of corruption and conformity that just kind of goes in and it starts taking over the set as the band's playing. But it's taking over not only the band and these sets, but it's kind of this whole world, and it's devouring and killing everything in its path, creeping down the walls and through the cracks and down beneath. And these people are kind of all at bay as this kind of goes around them, and they haven't really dived into it yet. And so as it starts coming in more and more, they find themselves just kind of like interested in this greed and this corruption, this chaos, this thick, oily substance, and everybody wants to just dig these big claws into it. And so you start digging into it further and further and further, and you're just wrestling around and rolling and pulling, and just slime everywhere, from face, from head to toe, and you're just kind of you're now encased in this new media and in this catalyst that has just kind of like suffered years and years and years of just poor mismanagement from people that want to air things on television that don't mean anything at all. So now that you've suffered like this great in suffering, you begin to actually grow and transform into something other than yourself. And that's kind of when we start to see these small little wings kind of come out of the back of these people, and we see this turn in events in their eyes, and their eyes are kind of shifting into green, and the sludge is becoming more and more prevalent. And it doesn't stop, it kind of keeps going, and the mess kind of ensues and becomes more and more and more. And the band obviously is getting really emotional and into this all at the same time. And then we kind of just start seeing the wings and these people, and the kid is scared, and we're kind of running around. And the wings kind of sprout out, and as they sprout out, we see that these creatures that have suffered this great in suffering, if you will, from the media, are now kind of cruising around in this world, as these otherworldly beings. And it's an interesting thing. I mean, it's totally different. I think that, one of the big points of this is to making these wings and having this huge transformation is to show kind of people how, like, not necessarily that the slime is just the media, but it's kind of everything bad that comes in at you at once, and if you don't fend it off, it'll just change you, and once you've changed, then you're just kind of this creature out there in this world, and you want to kind of start destroying everything because you're pissed. So, then we kind of come to the whole tar and feather part of the video, which I think, definitely adds another element and something for, you and me and everyone else to think about. If you look at tar and feathers and kind of go back in time there, you'll remember that people were tarred and feathered, in public as, a sign that they did something bad, something disloyal, whether it was being disloyal to the parliament or just kind of doing something that wasn't condoned by society. So these people were tarred and then feathered and then put out there just to be ripped apart by the, by the public. And I think this is kind of what it symbolizes. You have these creatures that develop these huge wings, and they're out there just destroying everything, just tearing shit apart. And all of a sudden it just starts raining these feathers. And you have this thick black sludge and these very dark, angels of death. And then when you have the white of the feathers come in, we kind of feel, this very subtle thing happening. And it's just feathers from head to toe and here to there. And then, of course, we will end on the little boy, and he's watching the television, and you see the feathers being thrown into the camera, and he looks back towards us. And you know that he too will be transformed if things don't go well. With that said, I just wanted to thank, everybody, cast and crew, for, helping me with this. Eric Robbins, Greg Pym, Otmar Dickbauer. All these guys were very important players in what we had to do here. And obviously, I really want to thank Epitaph and Matchbook Romance and Mr. Justin Wilson for helping me record this, because, without any of these people, nothing would have been possible. And thank you for listening, and, hopefully you weren't bored to death. Thanks. Bye.